Is there really life after Star Trek?
Is there life after death? How about that? Star Trek is unique in entertainment history. It's been going on close to 50 years. It's never happened before. Star Trek asks the question that science fiction asks, which is there life after Star Trek? We're all indulging in a mythology. We captains are part of that mythology, as is the whole of Star Trek. So we're all united in a mythological bond. Star Trek is the reason I'm here. Star Trek is the reason you're here. And although there is life after Star Trek, at the moment we're celebrating life with Star Trek. There was all this dubious thing going on about what is this show called Star Trek. There were so many things that the standard people at NBC didn't want. There was this exploration of what will work and what won't work, and what stories do we want to tell, and do the stories have a meaning, or is it just adventure and pretty girls and...
I was asked, how does it feel to be filling Bill Shatner's shoes? And I said, the last time I saw them, they were being filled by Bill Shatner.
You sit down and people listen to you, so you're under the illusion people are listening to you. And then the worst thing is you realize they're not.
You know, somebody asked me one time, what does it feel like to be the first African-American captain? Well, but that's an interesting entry, but the point is there's nothing to play. I can't play being colored.
Tell me something. How am I going to get through this? He said, listen to me and listen to me very closely. After 7 years, you shall look back on this, and you shall consider this body of work the proudest work you've ever done.
I had agreed that I would go to Denver to a convention. I was chatting to the guy who said, you got 5 minutes, and I said finally, is there anybody out there? I mean, is it going to be, and he looked at me and said, yeah. And I remember walking on stage and feeling like Sting.
We don't want the ears. He looks like the devil. And the people at Star Trek fought for the ears, and it became, you know, the thing. Fascinating.
Many people have influenced my life and continue to. But if Cecil Dorman hadn't been my English teacher, everything would have been different. I think it's always important to remember that things can turn around overnight, almost. I mean, I was 46 when I was cast in The Next Generation.
They're all back there.
Are you serious?
there was too much to do for me to be afraid. But I will tell you that I was nervous about working with Patrick Stewart.
I'd love to say his name, René Auberginois.
Okay, I'll take the first question over here.
The worst moment was in the early weeks of the show when I had called my colleagues together to lecture them about too much fooling around on the set. Denise Crosby said, "Oh, come on, Patrick, we've got to have some fun." And I said, "We are not here to have fun."
So the opportunity that my brother and I had, you know, growing up was to imagine ourselves, and one of those things was science fiction, as the ability for a man to imagine himself, herself, anyone.
Is there God? Does life exist after death? It meditates on those questions.
My first day was mostly spent trying to figure out where Porthos was going to pee and poop for 8 years. We never figured that out.
If you could add anything to your captain chairs, what would it be?
A Twitter account.
I was going to say a toilet.
I think it was...
The lady who brought up her left breast to be signed.
Was that a sacrifice, Bill?
Size D. I said, I don't know whether I can do another series. And my wife, bless her heart, said, you've got to do this. And there is a scene in which I ask this other character, his name is Alan, to dance with me. It's our wedding day. Given me one of their first photos, and I'm standing not really cognizant of people passing by, and I flip out the Motorola phone.
My first convention was a Comic-Con, and I was there with Clive Barker, and we were both marveling as we watched our two very different fan bases mix and mingle.
Si intitola Nel mezzo del cammino e vede racconti ambientati un po' in tutte e 7 le stagioni di Star Trek.
Sono andata alla DeepCon, dove c'era un ospite che voi mi avete visto intervistare, che era appunto Nicole de Boer. La foto autografata con tanto di dedica.
Un piccolissimo sparviero Klingon che si apre e tutta la macchina viene pervasa da una fragranza Klingon, direi alla lavanda.
Questo libro qua, che si chiama Lost Trek, tutti gli Star Trek che non abbiamo mai visto. Tutti in posa.
Cheese.
How many rock people do you need, Bill? Give me 10. Give me 10 rock people, and I'll shoot 10 there, and then I'll move them over there, and it'll seem like 100. Somewhere along the line, somebody said, well, you know, each rock suit costs $250,000.
I had to walk along a corridor and meet Riker and Wesley Crusher getting out of an elevator. I looked at him and I turned and went off, and Jonathan Frakes said, "Is that what they call British face acting?" Welcome to Next Generation.
and two chairs in the middle of the street. And we sat there in traffic, talking. And then I challenged him to arm wrestle. He's got the look, he's got the body, he's got the talent. And I think he makes a wonderful Captain Kirk.
If this is the beginning and the end of my obituary, I think I'd be quite happy.
It's friendship. It's falling in love with 9 actors that I worked with and learning to love them more with every year that goes by and missing them painfully when I don't see them often enough.
You are a unique and lovely, loving person. One of the great people I know in this world, Patrick.
Generation movie. No, come on, folks. Be sensible. You've seen us. It ain't gonna happen. But
see you all
beyond.
The next generation, or the next, or the next generation.
I think it would be the next generation. There. How's that?